Okay, so I'm in my pocket there, but I got to tell you guys about a dream I had because let me say an experience. I really shouldn't even call it a dream. Um, but in this experience, I astral traveled to a different timeline. And in this timeline, it was Jay Z before he was billionaire Jay Z. But in essence, he kind of was. So, does Jay Z have an older daughter that no one talks about? Because in this event, I represented his daughter. And I went to this room, and the room was kind of like a bedroom and a library all in one. It had a bed area, there were books and other things, like kind of like a library because there was a wall of books. And I represented the daughter, and I was in this room, and Jay Z kept trying to come talk to me because we did not have a close relationship. And so we began a conversation, and I get in the bed, and he gets in the bed, and he's talking to me about the life that he's living. And I said, and what he is doing, this is what it takes in order for him to be successful. That's what he's telling me in the dream, the event. And so I said to him, but do you like being in this life? And he said no. And he kind of leaned over like he was going to cry or something. But then he came close and he put his arms around me. And I said, well, what did you have to do? He said, everything. And he said, I even had to have contact with other worlds. And then in this dream, this was key. He was had a low haircut. He didn't have the dreads, and that's key. And then Tiffany Haddish shows up in the dream as Jay Z is getting out of the bed and he's saying, let me show you. And Tiffany Haddish, her hair is shaved low. And she comes to the other side. I get out of the bed. I go over to, again, this bed is also a library. I go over to an area, and Tiffany Haddish is excited. She wants to be in this life. And she hands me a book and opens it up. And Jay Z said, yes, I had to interact with all of these demons, but the demons are aliens from other worlds. And as he opens the book up, I recognize one of the demons, me, as Dr. Freisman recognizes that demon face. And then the images on the page of the book start moving. As Jay Z comes close, one of the images moves towards him. And he was like, that's funny how they're moving. Why are they moving when I get here? And in the dream, he said that's Persephone. I don't know. Dr. Freisen is not conscious of all of these different entities because I've lived my life in all these different worlds. I don't have time for that. So when I came back to myself, Dr. Freisen, I woke up, and by the way, I distinctly saw this face, that entity on the book as it shifted, the mouth stretched and everything, and the eyes stretched and everything. And it's a contract, right? So when I came back and I'm Dr. Freisen and I'm in my bed, all of the power went out. The power in my RV went out. Now I found out the power in the house went out, and there was this smell of like peanut butter, very sweet smell. So of course, when I write down everything, and I was like, who's Persephone? And I looked it up, and Persephone is a goddess. And the very interesting thing is, she's known as the dread god, which signaled to me that, remember, Jay Z had this picture of him having the dreads before he ever had it, remember? And I think that was part of the agreement that he made in order to get this lifestyle that he has now, the money and fame that he's not happy with, according to this event that I was in. Again, it was a different timeline. Timelines, they all exist at the same time. But then I also saw that there's something in New Jersey, and I looked up that he's actually from New York. But I think whatever this contract is, wherever it was made in New Jersey, and he's bound to Persephone, which is so interesting because she's a goddess of the underworld, but she also represents a kind of beauty and love kind of thing. It's very interesting. Now, can somebody tell me, does he have another child that you guys know about that he's estranged from, a daughter or something to that effect? What do you guys know about it? But at any rate, just thought I would share, because, yeah, it was very interesting event.